Hey guys, welcome in. I hope you all are doing all right. My name is Brianna, and this is going to be a really quick message. Um, I've been sitting here this morning with my cards as I normally do, just to kind of check the energetic temperature, see what's going on in the energy. And I have a message here that I would like to share with you guys because this message, this energy is a little different from the messages and the energies that I have been receiving. Um, in my last few videos, I've talked a lot about how we were undergoing this process of release. We were releasing old energies, old frequencies, and experiences that tied us to a karmic past. And when I say karmic past, it doesn't necessarily have to be a negative past, right? Not all karma is negative. Let's say, for example, you've applied for a job and you got the job, right? Now, everything that comes with that job or comes after that job is the karma or the consequences of your action to apply for that job. Now, staying with that job theory, right? Let's say you've outgrown that job or you have a desire to grow even further, but this job can't provide you with what you need to evolve. So now, although you've been with this job or this relationship or this group or this environment, this school, whatever it is, you've been with it for an extended period of time. Now you're ready to release it, right? That's what we've been going through, I want to say, for a while now, right? We've reached this point of release, and the message here is about how that process of release has now made space for something significant to return to us and take its place. So this message is about the retrieval of lost soul fragments. And bear with me, it's a soul retrieval. And it talks about how clearing trauma or clearing karma makes space for lost soul fragments to return. So, you guys, there is a soul retrieval, or it's like the return of energy. The return of energy is occurring right now, and this soul retrieval or this return is taking place in the solar plexus, and it's closely tied to the return of, I want to say, vitality, life force energy, radiance, like freedom and independence, and magnetism, going back to that job theory, right? Let's say this job that you had, it was in some way suppressing your independence, maybe suppressing your vitality, maybe it was taking a lot from you, maybe it was restricting your independence. And now that you've decided to leave this job or this relationship, it's a contract, right? If not a physical earthly contract, then a soul contract, right? Something that you're energetically tied to. Now that you've decided to leave this thing, your solar plexus energy is now returning to you. So vitality, your resources, to your fuel, right? Your fuel to go out and do the things. I'm seeing the Fool here. Go out and do the things that your soul desires to do. Maybe you want to go in a different direction, right? You're now free to do that. Your radiance and your happiness, radiance and happiness are also returning. So for those who resonate with this message, more of your soul's qualities are integrating this week. And you can think of this integration as a marriage. We do have the Lovers here, as a marriage between heaven, which is your spirit, right? A marriage, a union between heaven and earth. So spirit and vessel. So because you've made space, more of your soul's qualities are integrating in order to be expressed outward into the world. Okay. Now the goal of this integration is to elevate and stabilize. We have stabilizing here. Elevate and stabilize your frequency, making it a more accurate reflection of your soul's quality and value. So these two cards are the cards that came out: soul retrieval and stabilizing. So the goal of this integration is to help elevate your current frequency. And our frequency, you guys, it's the radioactivity of our spirit, or in other words, it's the integrated aspects of our soul that radiate outward and communicate with the world, right? So our physical vessel, we use our physical vessel to engage with the material realm or the material world, but our frequency is the energy that interacts with the universe, and our frequency is what enables us to manifest and attract and align and receive, right? So our frequency is being elevated through a process of soul integration that was triggered or activated by a process of release. So we released, we're receiving, and the consequence of that is an elevated frequency that is more potent and pure. Because when you think about our soul's quality integrating into our vessel, that energy is very pure and it's very powerful, right? It's almost like a magical quality. We do have the magician here as well. It's a magical quality that radiates outward into the world, enabling us to ascend or align with higher dimensional experiences. So the universal law of compensation, and this card has been coming out a lot. We also have the law of rhythm here, but I feel like that's tied to the messages that are coming later. So the universal law of compensation says we reap what we sow. We reap what we sow. And in terms of frequency, the energy that we send out is the energy that we receive back. So the energy that we send out, that's the sowing, right, is the energy that we receive back. That's the reaping, right? That's kind of like the law of cause and effect. So we receive this energy back through earthly experiences, encounters, and relationships. So when the frequency we emit is pure and true, the response we receive from the universe will be a pure reflection of our soul's true value, right? But on the other hand, we have the Seven of Swords here, which talks about clouded judgment. Clouded judgment. So when our frequency is pure, we receive pure and accurate results, or results back from the universe. But when our frequency is clouded, distorted, or like altered by trauma, oppression, maybe our frequency has been oppressed by whatever it is that we're releasing, right? So when our frequency is altered, it leads to, I want to say, poor communication between self, frequency, and the universe, which can result in like poor experiences, encounters, and relationships. So I feel like this soul retrieval is significant in terms of helping us align with full energy, new beginnings, or like I said earlier, higher dimensional experiences, or experiences, people, jobs, opportunities that elevate us, support us, align. You guys, if you resonate with this message, an integrated aspect of your soul, an integrated aspect of your higher self is stabilizing this week. And this stabilization or integration is allowing you to attract more powerfully and align with more elevated experiences. And this integration may manifest as like heightened psychic abilities. We have ancient memory here. Ancient memory. So, ancient meaning you, right? Your soul is ancient. Memory, data, wisdom, gifts, talents, abilities. So, ancient memory may be returning to you. So you may receive like an expansion or like a deeper connection, expansion or a deeper connection with your psychic abilities, your abilities to perceive beyond the material realm, right? Beyond the standard senses. That integration could manifest as new gifts, talents, and abilities, right? Like clear sight. Maybe you might be able to see things, right? Maybe your dreams may become more vivid dreams. This could also be, because we're talking about solar plexus energy and we have the sun here, radiance, this could also be like an increase in your self-confidence or the return of your self-confidence. More confident. You may feel like more empowered to stand up, like stand on the world stage and share your gifts, share your talents, share your truth in a more meaningful way. We also have a message about the nervous system. Resting and regulating your nervous system is going to help this process along. So this power, this energy, this soul retrieval is occurring as you continue to rest your nervous system. So calmness and self-regulation is going to enable the wheel of fortune to turn. The wheel of fortune ushers in like material change. So I've talked a lot about how practicing awareness, groundedness, and self-regulation, slow and steady, right? A slow and steady pace is going to help us win this race, this Taurus season. And the further we move into Taurus season, I'm feeling like the work, Taurus is a very practical sign, right? But I'm feeling like this work is more internal than external. Of course, you want to nurture your projects and the things that you're working on, but the internal work, for me at least, it's feeling like equally balanced with the external work. So calming and regulating our nervous system is going to enable the wheel to turn. And I feel like it's because we have a lot of cosmic support. There are a lot of like angelic energies helping us pull up the weeds, get our internal realm in order, get our house, our internal house in order so that when the wheel does turn, the wheel also talks about divine timing, right? When the wheel does turn and things start moving forward, our internal systems are set up, prepped, and ready to go. Okay, so this power is returning to you as you continue to rest and regulate your nervous system. Now we're moving into the full moon energy. The full moon is going to be in a couple of days. I am lost in time. I honestly have no idea what today is, but I know that the full moon is going to be like a couple of days from now. So as we move closer to the full moon, or as we move into full moon territory, we are asked to maintain a sense of internal harmony and balance. Balance, regulation, calmness, because the law of rhythm, we may be facing challenges. Hold on, you guys. Let me just read this card real quick. The law the law of rhythm. Cycles are a natural phenomena. Everything in the universe moves in cycles and patterns, ebbs and flows, rises and falls, contractions and expansions. So the law of rhythm talks about like a pendulum swinging back and forth between two extremes, and we're challenged to navigate these ups and downs, find balance, and align with a flow, kind of like nestle in. It's about adaptability, and we can do that, or it's easier for us to do that when our nervous system is calm and regulated. If we're stressed, or if there are too many things going on at once, especially now as we move closer to the full moon, because energies, emotions are intensifying. We're extremely sensitive in this energy, extremely sensitive. So as we move closer into full moon territory, it's like sensitive to touch. I'm seeing like a wound, right? A wound, if you touch it, then there's pain. We're emotionally sensitive right now. So the more we calm our energies, our nervous system, I feel like the easier it is, or the easier it will be for us to find flow in this energy. As we move into the full moon in Scorpio, we're completing a breakthrough. We're completing a breakthrough of maybe an emotionally draining situation. We're breaking through or completing a breakthrough. Or we're completing like a culmination of a cycle. I'm seeing it as like separating our emotional energies from a past cycle. And this past cycle may have been emotionally draining. We have Chiron square Venus here. Chiron square Venus, so it may have even been painful, but we're completing the breakthrough process, right? Pulling our karmic clearing is here as well. Karmic clearing with the vacuum. And then we have liberation, the tower, right after that. Liberation, and then we have release. So we're releasing this past experience or situation. It may have come with a lot of emotional stress, causing you to feel drained of life force energy. This situation whatever it was. It may have drained you of your vital resources, but there was a lesson hidden within this situation, and the lesson was one of self-empowerment and learning to say, like, enough is enough, right? Learning to say no more to situations, experiences, job, people, relationships that drain, that pain, that take without properly replenishing, right? We have Saturn here. So it may have been some sort of soul lesson of like self-worth, self-value. So this situation, although it may have been difficult, it was necessary, right? The necessary conflict that helped propel you into this truth, right? This mastery, or this position for soul retrieval, for your energy to be returned to you. So here we are, you guys. Collective crossroads. We're at another collective crossroads, or we're at a juncture of release and retrieval, right? So we're letting go of one thing, karmic clearing. We're letting go of one thing, and that's making space for another thing to return. Now, this thing that is returning, it's not external, it's internal. And as within, so without. So we're preparing our internal energies to radiate more powerfully into the external world, right? So the advice here is we have the Peaceful Warrior card. Peaceful Warrior. Peaceful Warrior is Mars and the moon. So Mars is the energy that attacks the tower, right? Mars blows up the tower to liberate the trapped soul fragments. So there may be attacks, right? We're emotionally sensitive under this energy. So everything, like even like touch, it may feel like an attack, or everything that comes close to an emotional wound may feel like an attack. But the advice here is to not focus too much on the external, but nervous system. Regulate your nervous system. Regulate your moon energies, right? Regulate your moon. Calm your moon. Soothe it. Nurture it. Your moon is just your emotional subconscious, so your internal emotional realm. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself, your emotions in this energy. Don't focus too much on anybody or anything else. Take care of yourself, and be confident and certain about what you wish to release and what you desire to move into, because there is a metamorphosis occurring. We have the metamorphosis card here, and it's the moon and Pluto. So this is like a deep transformation to your emotional subconscious, or your internal realm, that will reflect or radiate outward. So internal transformation for external manifestation. And the last card out, you guys, is the Magician. So spiritually or energetically, the Magician. Six-dimensional consciousness. Okay, so spiritually, energetically, you're moving, your consciousness is ascending. And this happens automatically when more of your soul is integrated, right? You become more aware, your consciousness elevates. So spiritually, your consciousness is ascending into the sixth dimension, right? And sixth dimension is just an awareness that enables you to create. The mantra for six-dimensional consciousness is I am the creator. It's reality creation. So your consciousness is ascending into elevating to a level, sorry you guys, your consciousness is elevating to a level where proper reality creation can occur. Proper reality creation can occur, and what you create is going to be in alignment with your soul's true value. Whereas before, when our frequency was diminished, suppressed, or being drained, what we were creating was poor communication, miscommunication, or just not an accurate reflection of our soul's true value. So this ascension, this soul retrieval, is elevating your frequency so you can create properly, or proper reality creation can occur. Materially, you're becoming the magician. You're becoming the magician. The magician is Uranus and Jupiter. Uranus and Jupiter. So the magician is someone capable of harnessing, transforming, and expressing massive amounts of energy in the material realm. So this looks like success, right? It looks like luck, good luck. It looks like fortune, abundance, freedom, happiness, joy, fulfillment, satisfaction. And some people from the outside looking in, they might see this and say, oh, he's lucky, or oh, she's lucky. Some might even refer to it as God's favor, right? But what it actually is, or in my opinion, what I feel like it is, it's the universal law of cause and effect, right? You've done this work to pull up the weeds, clear your karma, make these difficult choices that align you with soul retrieval, soul activation, soul integration. You've done this work, and this is the result of the work you've done to create a clear channel for proper manifestation to occur. And it is magic, right? Because your soul is magic. Your soul is magic, or your soul's energy is magical, right? This is why Ascended Master Jesus was able to do magic, right? Turn water into wine, walk on water. It was because he was so pure, right? His vessel was so pure that his soul was fully embodied into his vessel, and it created magic wherever he went. So we are aligning with magician energy. We're aligning with six-dimensional consciousness, and that's occurring now in this energy. Okay, the last card is the energy is shifting. The energy is shifting, so it is, and let's just flow with it, right? Okay, you guys, that's all I have for this one. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one.